So thank you all for coming. It's a great turnout, and it's amazing what you can do when you buy 30 tables. So, and thank you, Michael, for that wonderful introduction, and it just goes to show that nothing is ever forgotten. Stantec and YVR have really grown together in the airport business over the past 2 decades. Thanks to the Board of Trade and today's other event sponsors, CIBC, PCL, Ledcor, and Kasian, all great airport partners. Now, last year I told stories about people at the airport. This year, to shake things up, we're going to let the numbers be the star. But lest you think it'll be boring, we've done our best to give these numbers the YVR treatment. Last year's gears have been replaced with wheels. Wheels that deliver our passengers and cargo, wheels that provide the service that drives our province's economic success. The best thing about wheels, motion. Because after all, transportation is our business, and we've certainly been in motion this year. Here's a quick recap on the year that was at YVR. In the first half of 2014, we welcomed both new aircraft types and new airlines at a rate of 1 per month. First, we ushered in what we coined the Year of the Dreamliner, with the arrival of Vancouver's and Japan Airlines 787 in January, followed quickly by China Southern 787 in the spring. The Dreamliner is truly a revolution in aviation with fantastic fuel economy, greatly reduced emissions, and a remarkable passenger experience. We're excited that Air Canada will be introducing the 787 into their scheduled service from YVR in the next month. And as the airport grows, it looks increasingly likely that the Boeing 787 and the Airbus A350 will be the new mainstay long-haul aircraft at YVR. We then welcomed All Nippon Airways, connecting travelers from Vancouver to Tokyo's urban airport, Haneda, with daily service that began in late March. Air Canada Rouge kicked off transborder service in April, followed quickly by the arrival of Icelandair from Reykjavik, and what I can honestly say is the most memorable inaugural event I've witnessed. The aircraft was towed to the gate by Vikings sporting safety vests. I really appreciate barbarian warriors with a safety culture. And these new flights have helped us reach a record year. In 2014, YVR will welcome more than 1 million new additional passengers. We may well hit 19.2 million passengers by the time we're done this year. In August, we were moving more than 70,000 people and 90,000 bags per busy day. And that's not just brisk business. That's a growth spurt that rivals YVR's early days when Canada had just secured open skies with the United States. And in the midst of that growth, I'm very pleased to report that we have maintained the standards you and all of our customers expect. For the 5th consecutive year, YVR was voted best airport in North America by 12 million passengers surveyed by Skytrax. Thank you. The Fairmont Vancouver Airport Hotel was also named Best Airport Hotel in North America, and we enjoy an excellent partnership with the best airline in North America, Air Canada, who, by the way, had a fantastic year, along with WestJet, and they both contributed hugely to our growth. We also have a fantastic relationship with Cathay Pacific, voted the best airline in the world. So we have 4 Skytrax Aviation Award winners in one place, which is unique in North America and very rare in the rest of the world. So I'd like to acknowledge our people, some of whom are here today, that are part of the team delivering the best airport experience in North America. Please join me in recognizing some of our board of directors, executive leadership, and management who are here today. I didn't want them to stand up because there's too many of them. You'd know how many tables we bought. But this year, I also invited a group of airport authority employees, representatives of the real reason we're so well regarded, the people who do the heavy lifting. So please, over there, please stand up. Airport employees. So as we climb to the top of our size category, and as we pass the 20 million passenger mark next year, we're going to have to keep up this level of achievement because YVR will not only be competing with bigger airports for that next Skytrax win, we'll also be competing for passengers, market share, routes, and therefore jobs. Make no mistake, airports are a competitive business. Other cities want to take the air service that we have, and they have said so publicly. This is a zero-sum game. If they win it, we lose it. Our geographic advantage isn't the unique factor it used to be, with more efficient aircraft flying longer distances with the ability to perhaps bypass YVR. To fend off competition and take our airport, our hub, to the next level, we need to think imaginatively about the hub we want and need it to be. So I'd like you to join me in reimagining the notion of a hub. In industry terms, a hub is an airport that an airline, a home carrier, uses as a transfer point through which it routes passengers to their final destinations. But another definition of a hub is the effective center of an activity region or network. YVR is not a primary hub for any single carrier, which is a challenge, yes, but also an opportunity to prosper by becoming more of an open source hub. It's an innovative concept, but innovation is what we do. So let's start with that. Innovation in the airport business is nothing new. In fact, Canadian airports were born of positive change. Forward thinking by smart people led to the Canada Airports Act, moving airports from the control of the federal government into the entrepreneurial hands of local operators, which means we receive no government funding. We are not a government agency. It bears repeating every year. We receive no subsidies, and we reinvest every nickel that we make back into the airport to keep up with the demands our communities have for new routes and new aircraft. As manufacturers like Boeing, Airbus, and Bombardier advance aircraft design, YVR is working right alongside to ensure we've got the facilities to match these aircraft, whether that's adding second bridges to help load and unload large airplanes quickly, or being able to accept the gigabytes of data that are transmitted by a 787 at the end of each flight. Innovation is one of our core values, and it has pushed us to work in some non-traditional airport roles: high-tech invention, manufacturing and sales, land development, and in-house crowdfunding. So I'm going to share a few examples of this innovation. Some are high-tech, some less so, but just as important. Let me introduce you to Automated Passport Control, or APC. It's YVR's solution for helping U.S. and Canadian passengers quickly and safely pass through customs at U.S. airports, as well as Canadian airports with pre-clearance facilities like YVR. Does it ever work? With this homegrown technology, software written at the airport and in Richmond, and kiosks built in Surrey, the administrative data entry function of the customs process is done by the passenger at a self-serve kiosk. Answer a few questions, take your own photo, get a receipt, and see an officer for a moment, you're on your way. It's secure, user-friendly, and best of all, everybody wins. Passengers aren't standing in snaking queues, airlines aren't waiting for connecting passengers, airports aren't as congested, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers are focusing on what's most important, the assessment of the passenger, not data entry. APC technology has reduced our processing time in U.S. Customs by over 90% during busy periods. And this improvement was quickly noticed across Canada and the U.S. Within months, we had made our first sale to Chicago O'Hare. Today, we have sold, delivered, and installed almost 400 kiosks in 1 year at 14 airports across North America, including JFK, LAX, and even the world's busiest airport, Atlanta, which ordered 74 kiosks. It's the Apple iPhone of the airport world. We can't keep them in stock. They have now served over 12 million passengers. And this past month, we've become the first APC producer to enter the international market with 10 kiosks launching at Aruba's airport this coming December. Also announced just today, Nassau Airport in the Bahamas, which is operated by our partners at Vantage Airport Group, has also signed on for 20 kiosks to improve their passenger kiosk, or their passenger experience. Now, this is a great new source of non-aeronautical revenue for the Airport Authority. Why does that matter? Because it helps to fund everything we do in terms of building and improving our airport. We're also honing our skills as a developer. We've partnered with global shopping center experts MacArthurGlen to build the Designer Outlet Center. This shopping destination will feature 90 stores in the first phase opening next May, and the center will create 1,000 jobs. I fully expect the Outlet Center to become a must-see shopping destination for our travelers and the people of BC. Quick disclaimer here, the store names you see are just placeholders. The actual list of retailers is under lock and key for a while. So a world-class shopping experience just 4 minutes from the terminal by the Canada Line. Now that's an innovative way of using land not suitable for aviation to generate revenue to run the airport. At the end of this year, we look forward to the launch of an exciting new YVR mobile app. As with most of our projects, we took a novel approach. Instead of engaging an app developer to emulate existing airport apps, we partnered with Coolhouse, one of Vancouver's most exciting computer game companies. Our app won't just offer flight information. You'll be able to get directions inside the airport to find the nearest coffee shop or washroom, be able to receive promotions and deals for airport retailers near your gate, and you'll be able to pre-order purchases, all on your phone, tablet, phablet, or smartwatch, whatever you prefer. And remember, the app will be made by gamers, so it's going to be fun, easy to use, and yes, there will be games. And the app will be free. On the subject of ideas, often our best ones come from within, from our own employees. This year we launched our very own innovation incubator, a crowdfunding initiative like Kickstarter that we call Test Flight. We've given all 430 airport staff $50, which they use to vote on and invest in their colleagues' ideas for improving the business in areas like customer service, safety, and retail. In our first pilot program, 8 ideas were funded and are coming to life as I speak. So check out this solution for easing the transport of heavy metal ladders from one part of the terminal to another. Betty Butchart and Paul Cowan from our maintenance team came up with the idea to add removable wheels to these long ladders. Now, this is innovation on an incredibly practical scale, and it might even result in a commercialized product. Well done indeed. So some of the other ideas I can't reveal just yet, but there will be some real winners. Some of the ideas may not work, and that's okay. A series of small failures can often lead to success, and we need to keep trying many, many different ways to keep the customer engaged and delight them, just to keep them happy and keep them flying through YVR. Because at its core, YVR is an experience, and we want it to be world-class. We're proud of our reputation in customer service, but we cannot rest for a second on our laurels. The bar keeps getting raised, and we keep getting busier. So as we grow, how do we continue to deliver world-class service to every customer? One way is by always focusing on the human touch, by harnessing the friendliness of our feet on the floor, our team of customer care, airport operations staff, and Green Coat volunteers, and by adding more people as we grow. Another is to ensure that our facility is always clean, functional, and at the leading edge of airport customer experience. We just rolled out brand new baggage carts. Perhaps you caught our buzzworthy video on YouTube. It got, I don't know, approximately 34,463 views, which shows you how important baggage carts are to people. Not only are they good looking, light, and safe, they're still free. And we think this is a very positive customer feature, especially at an international airport where not everybody arriving has toonies. We need to make sure that we add new services and amenities that are available where and when the customer needs them, and that we keep upgrading what we have. That's why we're spending $2.5 million next year to upgrade our free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi, tough to find at many airports, is well utilized at YVR. On our busiest days this summer, we had 50,000 customers connected to our network. That's like the population of Port Coquitlam. So all of these services and ideas help us exceed the expectations of every traveler, including those with special needs. For many years, YVR stood at the front of the pack when it came to barrier-free initiatives, now known as universal access. We've incorporated accessible features into all of our construction since 1992, and we have continued to deliver solid service. But we are determined to become recognized first by our communities and then by the world as the example of an accessible airport. We recognize the right of every person to travel, and frankly, we honor the courage of those who refuse to let anything hold them back. We work with consultants of all abilities to see our airport from their perspectives. We've partnered with Spinal Cord Injury BC to create how-to travel videos for passengers using wheelchairs. We've also partnered with the Canucks Autism Network to develop a practical tool to help ease the anxiety of travel for anyone with autism. And we continue to work with anyone who needs a little extra help, and it's our pleasure. As a 24-hour operational business, a world-class experience also means 24-hour communication. Our single most important method of communicating directly with our customers, partners, and the community is easily social media. In a single year, we grew our following across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by 30,000 people. This is an amazingly immediate and personal way for us to hear from our customers. And believe me, the fastest way we hear about lineups is via Twitter. Also this year, we delivered fresh sashimi to a very popular blogger who tweeted us a question about sushi restaurants. Simple and fun way to create some buzz. But please note, we do not deliver sushi to hold rooms on a regular basis. Sorry. But imagine where this kind of real-time customer interaction will take us. It's one more way we are creating a hub of exceptional customer care. Underpinning this reimagined hub is sustainability. Sustainability has long been an essential part of our governance and accountability framework, and it means many things: financial accountability and resilience, environmental stewardship and social responsibility, and deep ties to our community. YVR's Board of Directors is a community-based group of 14 individuals who represent key groups and constituents in BC nominated by cities, governments, and professional groups. Our board has done an exceptional job of setting the course for YVR, but our links to the community come in many other forms. This year, we'll give more than $1 million to initiatives, charities, and not-for-profit organizations in our region. We just unveiled the newest Quest Food Exchange delivery truck, which makes it possible for 22,000 people to access healthy and affordable food each month. We think it's important to be present at events that are important to our communities. That's why we were the presenting partner for the Richmond Days of Summer, hosted the Cultural Zone at Fusion Fest in Surrey, and supported Fat Cat Days in Kelowna. I don't know what that is, but I got to go to that. We reached almost 2 million people through our summer festival series. As part of our commitment to community, we operate a free school tour program, which fills up every year. And each fall, we welcome about 1,500 students for airport tours and workshops. And in 2014, going off this success, we started offering free tours to community groups, and we already have a growing wait list. We just wrapped our 5th annual Takeoff Fridays celebrations, a free in-terminal festival that we host with our tenants and business partners every Friday throughout the summer. Thousands of travelers and members of the community came out to enjoy the fun atmosphere, the lunch specials, and entertainment. And here's real proof that having fun and making money go hand in hand. All the face painting, ping pong, and balloon animals actually helped our retailers sell an average of 20% more on those Fridays. So we unstressed the passenger and made more money. Diabolical. The Reimagined Airport Hub is also an environmental steward, one that strives to minimize the impact of our operations on the environment, and we're well aware that we have an impact. So that stewardship includes a massive recycling program that helped us divert 98% of our construction waste from landfill, our $300 million investment in the Canada Line, and the fact that 76% of the taxis serving YVR are hybrids or low-emission cars. But one of the most fundamental ways in which YVR can be a hub of socio-economic sustainability is by continuing to grow air service to our city and our province to generate jobs and economic impact. Over the past year, I've spoken a lot about jobs, and yes, I've rattled off the statistic that every international daily flight to YVR generates the equivalent of 200 direct jobs. But these direct numbers only tell part of the story. Let's think broadly about what kind of job creation aviation actually means. I mentioned earlier that All Nippon Airways, ANA, began daily nonstop service between YVR and Tokyo last March. Let's see what kind of impact that daily service has on our hub and our economy. On Sunday, March 30th, about 60 new visitors from Japan landed in YVR. On March 31st, another flight landed, followed by another every day that week. And after that first week of operations, almost 400 new passengers had arrived in Vancouver, passengers that 1 week prior were not coming here. The week after that, another 400 travelers arrived, and on it goes. And all of these passengers took taxis, rented cars, hopped on the Canada Line. They ate at restaurants and food trucks. They booked hotel rooms, visited Granville Island, shopped on Robson, went up Grouse Mountain, took a BC ferry to the island, or the Rocky Mountaineer to Whistler. Think of all the people working at and supporting these endeavors. We estimate 300 to 400 new jobs per daily flight. Now let's imagine that we add 10, 20, or 30 more daily flights. The multiplier effect of these flights and these passengers will pinball its way through the economy in an incredibly positive way. That's why we get so excited about growing air service at YVR. So, we're growing, we're innovating, we're looking after our customers, and we're doing it all sustainably. We've got the facilities, we've got the people just waiting to welcome more and more daily flights. We already have great partnerships with existing national and international air carriers, offering access to 110 destinations around the world, connecting BC to 49% of the world's economy. So what's the kicker? What's the secret sauce? What's the rocket-assisted takeoff we're looking for that moves us up another notch? Because we want to become a true international hub, flowing people from Asia to North and South America and back, a modern transit hub. But how do we do that? It comes down to new transit connections and processes, such as full international transit without visa, something we've been working on for many years. Now, I can't announce this program is happening today, but I'm very pleased to report serious progress on this issue. We've never been closer. Under the leadership of Transportation Minister Lisa Raitt, Citizen and Immigration Minister Chris Alexander, and Public Safety Minister Stephen Blaney, and yes, you can see this is a complicated multi-agency file, full transit without visa is very close to becoming a reality, and with a little luck, be able to announce this program in a month or so. So what does this mean? Well, for YVR, it's the game changer we've been looking for. In fact, it's a necessary condition to becoming a new global hub. Transit without visa means the passengers aboard international flights which connect through YVR en route to another international destination do not need to secure a Canadian visa, which may not sound like much, but let's imagine what this could mean for our airport. In Shanghai, passengers are boarding a 220-seat aircraft that's headed for YVR, but Vancouver is not this plane's ultimate destination. It's not hard to see that if you connect China to Brazil via a piece of string, technically the Great Circle route, it goes right through Vancouver. That's not just good for business, it also means a more sustainable flight, covering a shorter distance and burning less fuel. The aircraft lands at YVR, where 1/3 of the passengers depart to begin their BC adventures. The remaining passengers disembark to spend time between flights in our new connecting lounge, purpose-built to accommodate connecting passengers that don't have Canadian visas. They don't need them now that transit without visa is a reality. The lounge is designed with the same uniquely West Coast color palette, art, and architectural details found elsewhere at YVR. Passengers discover a piece of BC thanks to local delicacies on menus and a selection of premium shops. And this taste is enough to convince them to plan a return trip to Vancouver. And local passengers, the people in this room, you, represented by the green dots, will have the opportunity to travel nonstop from YVR to Sao Paulo and other destinations for work or pleasure via a new daily service that would not exist without that connecting traffic. Who knows what new markets await your products and businesses? You could sell BC spot prawns or Dungeness crabs to restaurants in Sao Paulo, or communications gear to companies in Lima, or travel to and tour a Chilean copper mine. Will Chileans leave their summer to come to ski in Whistler, or send their sons and daughters to university in Kamloops, which, as we all know, is the cultural capital in the heart of this great province? The possibilities for trade and commerce are virtually limitless. With expanded transit without visa in place, in a few years, we could easily add 10 new destinations into the US, Central, and South America. And I believe YVR is on the brink of becoming one of the world's next great transit hubs, a multi-carrier hub that is a boon to our economy, a tremendous source of pride for our community. You're looking at the front page of a program produced for the Vancouver International Airport's official grand opening on July 22nd, 1931. Inside, it proudly proclaimed YVR as the hub of the world's air trails. So it turns out that we've had this vision for a long time. This gem from our archives is a great reminder to keep our wheels turning, to keep pursuing that strategy, to keep working towards becoming the world's great next connecting hub. Through continuous reimagination of this idea, we can shape our future and keep delivering on our mission to connect Vancouver, BC, and Canada proudly to the world. With that, it's wheels up time on our yearly video. So ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to watch YVR, your next global hub airport, caught in the act of being the best airport in North America in 2014.
You've got 24 hours to respond to this.
I'm very happy to announce that YVR is the proud new adoptive parent of an infant female giant panda